What's up and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle Podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I'm Kevin Watson.
I'm Dakota Waldridge.
The chopper, get to the chopper.
How cool were those pictures he sent us?
That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw y'all. I'm like, I got to give you guys some love, and I saw y'all down there in the end
See us
zone.
waving at you?
Yes.
But yes, we were at the game of the week was Frederick Douglass at Manual.
Chopper did not disappoint.
The chopper was there, man. It was awesome, man. But yes, welcome to the podcast. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at our 500 mark. So basically, guys, this is road to 500 right here, man. We're almost there. Thank you for the support.
I feel like Barry Bonds going for the home run record.
Yeah.
Except I didn't roll it up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, but we're almost there. So thank you guys for the support. Anything you can do to, keep sharing out our episodes and keep commenting in the section, in the comment section below. And man, this is Pick 6 has been fun.
Yes, it has.
It was till last week.
Yeah, for you in particular, too. Woo!
So, yes, I will put the standings out here. I am 11-10. What are you?
You said
10
I was
and
10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Had a rough week.
And I'm 7-7 right now.
7-7.
So we're all 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been it's been weird, hasn't it, to pick these games?
It has been
Oh, yeah.
weird.
There's-
It has been. It's not like picking college games. College games are pretty chalk most of the time.
For the most part,
Well,
yeah.
of course, we're idiots, too. So
Yeah. Hey, what about you? How you been feeling about picking these games?
Man, I've been having a lot of fun picking these games going through because, I won't lie, I usually focus on Spencer County, but with doing this, I get to research so much more and learn about so many more of the other guys from around the, Louisville area and everything. It's fun to learn about guys, and I'll never turn down listening to football. Just a little bit on the side.
This guy, he goes, what do you say?
I got 6 inches worth of notes from my left ear to my right ear. That's where I keep all my notes.
Oh, man, so this has been fun. So, yeah, make sure you put your pick 6 down below in the comment section. And like I said, we'll timestamp everything so you can skip right to the game that you want us to hear us pick, man. So, but the first thing we got to do the Attaboy segment. And here we go.
First, man, you're switching it off.
Hey, you got to, man.
I like it.
So here we go. We're going to do the Attaboy.
Okay.
All right, here we go. My Attaboy, I got 2 of them, okay? And it is Coach Eckloff, Manual's DuPont Manual's head football coach. What a football game that you called Friday. And also, I got to give a huge shout-out to Caden Mack, the quarterback, the QB1, man. Yeah. And I'm going to do this. Dog. I'm going to hit it already, man. That kid, and is he a sophomore? Did you see that? If he was a sophomore,
I think he is a sophomore.
I think he is.
I think a majority of the bulk of their players are sophomores.
Yeah,
That's a very young team.
Yeah, trainer. I could have attaboy to trainer too.
Yeah.
What studs last Friday night? All right.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'm gonna go next with North Oldham, and Grace Middle set the single game receiving touchdown record for the Mustangs, and man, they looked mighty good against Take
definitely
3.
hit the dog button on that one.
Dog.
Great,
no doubt.
He's a dog.
He's been a dog in the back, man.
He's been a dog his whole career.
He's just been
He's a dog.
ESPN top 10 guy. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, Coach.
So my attaboy is a guy I don't usually give a lot of credit to because he's just a genius all the time. But I'm going to give my attaboy to Coach Wolf at Male. If I'm not mistaken, he went for 2 in overtime and won that game. Am I right? Against St. X?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about putting your nuts on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have lost that game right there. And then guess what his reward is? They're ranked number 1 in the state right now.
Phenomenal.
Hey,
it was great. We were in overtime,
man.
then they went to overtime,
Yeah.
so it was crazy. Just
And
keeping
that affected the standings quite a bit. That was a big swing, those 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge.
Hey, shout out to Coach Wolf, attaboy. Going for 2. Stones,
Yes.
Stones.
Yes. Also, a huge shout out to Michael C. Wells. He was giving us score updates
Yes.
along with the chopper. So we had score updates everywhere, man. So it was good. He told us about the overtime. So shout out to Michael C. Wells too. If you need some photographer needs, go ahead and hit him up. But we got to get into this game. Game of the week recap, and that is Frederick Douglass visiting Manual.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
We talked about this the whole game, that Manual dominated that game.
Mm-hmm.
take away the opening kickoff where they fumbled, 5 plays later, Frederick scores, and the pick six, they dominated, except I said a 5-minute period. You said it was closer to 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was
In
like
the
7:40.
fourth quarter,
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass dominated that span, and they tied the game up. But you take away that, Manual could have won that game 28-7 if you really think about it.
Yep.
It could have been a lot worse. But Frederick Douglass is one of those teams that they got frustrated. You could tell they had several personal fouls. Totally, I said it during the broadcast, totally out of character for that bunch. Coach was frustrated. The kids were frustrated. I think they came in there and thought they were going to mollywop Manual.
I agree.
It didn't happen, and they got really frustrated, and you could tell. I mean, I've never seen a Frederick Douglass team do that. He's got some things to work on. He addressed it after the game. I look for them to right the ship. But kudos to Manual. Manual, good night. They dominated that game. I didn't see it coming. I thought they could. It was going to be a close game, and I thought Frederick Douglass would win in the end. Manual's a real deal. They looked really good for all but 7 minutes.
Yep. Go ahead and give your take.
I was going to say, yeah, it was really shocking to me how well, like, minus those, few little minutes there at the end of the fourth quarter and the 2 little opening mistakes on the kickoff and interception, they dominated the whole game. I mean, we had the stats here. They rushed for 146 yards, passed for 171, and only allowed 64 yards rushing and 85 yards passing. I mean, that's a good Frederick Douglass team, too, that's been running very effectively. And Manual shut that down, and I'm very impressed with them and what Coach Eckloff had done the whole game. I was very impressed with Manual. And the crowd there, too. The crowd was electric. I remember the ones that came up to you all and were like, hey, let's go.
Their
go.
student section was crazy.
Yes, it was. It was enjoyable.
And
Hey,
that's,
talk about those stats real quick. If you'd have told us before the game those stats, we would have probably had those backwards.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I could
If
see
you
that.
really think about it.
Yeah, of course. Because you're thinking, you know what I mean?
You're thinking Frederick Douglass is
Bigger.
They're experienced. They're going to hold the ball. They're going to run the ball down your throat. They're going to do the complete opposite.
Yes. And the fans, you're talking about the Crimson Crazies were absolutely insane, man. You could hear them the whole entire night. They were into the ball game. And I think that atmosphere, because we talked about it on the broadcast, we're like, man, there's not a lot of people here. But that stadium, like Coach
Boom,
said,
all of a sudden.
that, you know what I mean? That stadium's so big, so it looks like
It's deceiving.
Yeah.
It seats, what, 20,000?
Yeah, I think
that's what he said.
I think
that
he's
could be
no.
more.
20,000.
That could be too much.
I think he said.
He told us before the game.
I think it was like 8,000 or
it's
9,000.
a lot. It's a lot on that one side. It seats like 8, I think he said.
Yeah, it's something like that.
So maybe 10.
But
it's cavernous, so it looks empty. But that place was not empty.
no, it wasn't. And like I said, the Crimson Crazies were absolutely insane.
Best student section we've seen all year.
Oh, hands
not even close.
hands down, best student section.
No offense to North Oldham, they had a great student section, but this one was what, twice as big? Three times.
It
as
was
big?
huge. It was huge.
And they didn't have camouflage, so we could see them. North Oldham's kids had camouflage on; we couldn't even see them.
Yeah, they did have the blackout, so that was pretty cool. But their Garyon Trainer, junior running back, an absolute stud. Man.
He's smaller than I thought.
Yeah.
When he came over there by us a couple times, I was like, dude, he's a small guy, but I tell you what, he gets behind his pads and brings it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you talk about right in the hot hand. You know what I mean? So Eckloff, seen that, and he was just like, "Yo, you're my guy tonight." Because they have another running back like number 28, and we've seen him rarely.
Didn't need him.
Yeah, they didn't need him.
It reminded me of the 49ers game last night. They got the hot hand with that running back.
Yep.
Can't think of his name, and they just rode him.
Was it Mason something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing Manuel did. Once they figured out he was hot, feed the studs, man.
I mean,
Feed them.
I'm looking right here. They gave him the ball 21 times.
What I tell you before the game?
It was wild, man. The opening kickoff, it kind of like didn't really tell the whole story because, you know what I mean? It was wet, you know what I mean? So they went down.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know, like that Michigan game where, what's his name? Loveland grabbed the ball and he had it in his hand and he hit it out from his leg. It was something like that happened on that opening kickoff, and then 5 plays later, Number 2, I can't even remember his name. You got the number 2's name for Frederick Douglass?
Oh, 3 of the best catches I've seen in a long time in high school. Yeah.
Man.
You know, I have to get back to that opening kickoff. I think that woke Manual up.
I believe it, too.
A lot of times that just really drained you. I think it pissed them off and woke them up. I think something happened and the lights just came on and they were like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Because, listen, Antoine, H-O-U-G-E. What's his H-O-G-U-E? Hogue?
Probably Hogue. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, Antoine, number 51, he was juiced the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Cam played really well, Jesse.
Jesse played really well.
Remember I said he hadn't had the numbers this year. He was all over the place.
Yeah, and he set the edge.
Yeah.
He let them backers scrape down and fill. It was phenomenal. Yeah. Also, Corey Warner, awesome. In that overtime, we didn't get to see it because we were down in that corner. Yeah. And that I'm
glad we were. We would have got run over down there.
Yeah. No, but all them plays, they went to that corner, and that was on Corey Warner's side the whole entire time.
I want to give a shout-out to Manuel's offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't think that they would be able to bully Frederick Douglass. Their offensive line did one hell of a job. Yep. And they're younger. They're big dudes, but they're not as big as Frederick Douglass. They did what they wanted.
They had their way with them.
Now, Frederick Douglass got in there a couple times. The big dude was it 74?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but he was huge. I think he's a D1 kid.
Dude.
But you know what? Manuel's kids, they held their own, and they did what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
The running back doesn't have a successful game without that offensive line.
No, 100%. And that's even more impressive when you think about Frederick Douglass held Trinity to less than 100 yards of rushing, and then Manuel ran for 146.
Yeah, that's true. That's a huge stat right there.
They all got to beat each other, and evidently anybody can win any night. I mean, Manuel's for real.
Yeah.
I thought Frederick Douglass was for real, and they still could be, but they didn't. They were out of whack all night, except for 7 minutes.
Yeah, and they took them mentally. They were out of it. They were fighting with each other on the sideline.
Manuel had the juice. Manuel was talking. They were chirping. They were pushing. They were trying to take them out of the game, and they did it.
Yeah, they did. So, and that's the recap of the game of the week. Yeah. Phenomenal win. It was an awesome
game.
Awesome environment to be part of.
Manuel Stadium's a great place to watch a game, too.
Yep. So, you guys ready? You ready to put your nuts on the table? Because here we go. We are going to the first game of the week, and that is Seneca at W.E.B. DuBois. Now, this is kind of crazy because W.E.B. don't have a home where they play home games. Yeah. So I think they're playing at PRP.
I heard PRP and I heard Fern Creek, so I don't know. But regardless, they're playing Saturday, right? Is that what you said?
That's what I heard.
They're playing at it's Fern Creek. Fern Creek's at Jeff. So maybe it is at Fern Creek this week.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's either Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
I can't get anybody to confirm that.
Right. So I really don't know yet either. So
last year Seneca won 34-0.
These teams we're watching closely, Coach. They both started in the top 25 in their respective classes.
It's a weird game to me.
It's a weird game, but I'm loving it because of the coaches.
Yeah. I love Kenny. Kenny's my guy. George is one of our guys. I mean, to me, I don't think we've seen the best of Seneca yet. I think Seneca's now. Will they? You don't know. New coach, new environment, new players. DuBois is just kind of steadily rocking along. They don't get too excited. They don't get. Atherton beat them pretty good. Then they turned around and beat Southern, which is beating a 6A team. I don't care who they are. Is a good win.
And it was on a short week, so
on a short week.
Yeah, on a short week.
So George has got these kids where he wants them. Now, does Kenny do the same thing at Seneca? Can he turn them around? They got beat by Doss last week, which was a big mental for them. They needed that game, and they lost. So how do they respond? I'm saying, hate to do it, but I think DuBois pulls this one off. I really do. I think it's a close game, but I'm going with DuBois.
Okay.
Last week I picked against them. I picked against the boys. I thought Southern could pull it out on them. I ain't making the same mistake twice. I'm going to boys as well. I think Coach Durant's and that staff really have the Lions cooking and rolling right now. And it's like you said, against the Atherton, they were still happy even though they lost, let me see, what is it, 41-6. Most teams, that's devastating. In some locker rooms, you would lose for that. But right now, I mean, Coach Durant and them have gotten the Lions steadily going. Like, hey, we are playing our game. That's in the past. On to the next.
Coach Durant, he played for a couple damn good coaches.
Yes, he did.
So his mindset is don't look at the scoreboard. It's how you play.
Yeah.
They played well against Atherton's. They're just better than DuBois. Let's be honest. They played okay. They had some positive things, so he moved on. They turned around and won last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what. So my take on this: they played your alumni pick last week. Seneca did, and that was a dogfight.
Yeah,
they were actually up.
They were,
they were up 2 touchdowns. I think 13-0 maybe.
We talked to Dawson's coaching staff.
Yeah,
and they think their season switched because of this game. So that means that they're telling they're saying that Seneca is legit by saying that how they just flipped their schedule.
That was a big game.
That's a huge game for them.
That was big for both of them.
Yeah, because one 2-1 and 1-2.
Yep.
That's
we'll
the way
get
it
into the Doss game later because they play Atherton, but 2-1 going against Atherton or 1-2 going against Atherton. I mean, that's
a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking here, man. I think you're at a neutral site, you don't have a true road game or a home, there's no, they're going to bring as many fans as they're going to bring.
Does that really matter in high school?
No, it really doesn't, but mentally maybe, you know what I mean?
Like we talked about the travel and the schedules.
We don't know if we're playing here or, we don't know what day, if it's Friday or Saturday or, you know what I mean? Obviously they know. We just don't know yet because we just haven't gotten it confirmed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. This game had me really thinking about, but Seneca played DeSales, Western, Doss. W.E.B. played Thomas Nelson, Atherton, and Southern. Man,
that's a coin flip on that schedule. Atherton's by far the best out of any of those teams.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Western is not.
No.
They don't have the numbers, so they're not. Southern's 0-3. So I mean their schedules are pretty even. I think.
I think so too. So they're 1-2, 2-1. This game could go anywhere. I think both teams are going to be 2-2. I think Seneca is gonna beat them, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I think it's going to be like 18-20, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think Seneca is going to pull. I think it might be an upset because Durant's been there a couple years.
I don't think it's an upset.
No, you don't think so?
I think this ain't your. I was gonna say your granddaddy's DuBois, but they haven't been around long enough.
I know, but it's just I'm holding DuBois, W.E.B. I'm holding them up.
Yeah, you're putting them in
at a higher standard. So that's why I say I think it's going to be an upset. So I'm going Seneca.
I heard you.
All right.
So there we go.
Nuts on the table.
There we go. Okay, our second game that we're going to pick is Butler at PRP. Now, Coach, talk about this a little bit because you've been a part of this.
Well, first of all, PRP won 21-12 last year. Butler was terrible last year. PRP was decent, and they only won by 8. So 9, sorry. So that ought to show you a rivalry. At one time, I would have put this up with St. X and Trinity as far as rivalries. Just Dixie Highway rivalry, the whole South End, you're either Butler or PRP. You're not. Nothing else matters. I was a part of 10 of them. We actually had the ESPN game where, I don't know if you remember, it was the ESPN Top 10 game where they had like 6 flea flickers and then they went for 2 and we were all out on the field pissed off because it was illegal. But both of these teams are not good right now. And I don't think that's unfair to say it. I don't think either one of them are very good right now. And I think they realize that. I don't think the secret's not out. I think they're both 0-3 for a reason. They got some things to work out. But these Dixie Highway games, man, you just don't ever know. I mean, I think in conventional wisdom, PRP should win this game just because of the athletes and the bodies. And Brandon's a new coach. Brandon Dunn played for PRP. He understands this rivalry. This is a big game for them. PRP has to win this game. Butler has to win it too, though. man, I hated Butler when I was at PRP. I didn't like him when I was at Fairdale.
Right.
I mean, we had some battles. I'm going PRP just because I think they understand the rivalry. Brandon's been a part of the rivalry. He understands it. A lot of the coaches on that staff understand it. I think this is a big game, and I think PRP wins this one.
Okay, there you go.
Well, since 1998, the series is actually in PRP's favor, 17 wins to 10. So PRP, and for the past 4 years, PRP has won this matchup against Butler. And I was really looking to you two because, you know, I enlighten you all on the Spencer County Collins rivalry. I don't know much about the South End's rivalry down here on Dixie Highway and everything. So I was like, all right, I'm going to use you all as my resources this time because I need to be educated a little bit.
Okay. Well, look, I don't like PRP just because of, you know what I mean, I was with Tori, and we always had that opening scrimmage with you guys, and you guys always thumped us, you know what I mean? But that's where we knew where we were at. You know, we got tested early, you know. You were there.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You thumped us, but we didn't like you guys. And
We thumped a lot of people.
well, and you know what? It goes back to the basketball thing, too. You know what I mean? Western PRP had that
I don't
little.
think people understand this rivalry.
Yeah.
If you're not in it and you're on the outside, you don't get it. It's kind of like the St. X Trinity rivalry.
Yes.
You're either in it or you're out of it.
And that's why, because like when you said this, I was like, really, it's that big of a rivalry?
Yeah.
But that's because I'm coming from the county schools and everything.
Right.
I mean,
I
we're
had no
talking
idea.
fighting, and
Yeah.
this is
getting
not,
nasty.
No, this is Army Navy. This is Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the rivalry, other than
right.
St. X Trinity.
Yeah.
Mail Manual, PRP Butler. That's the three.
Yeah. That's a 3. But, man, they get it, though. You know what I mean? PRP gets it. And that's why I think, yeah, I'm gonna roll with PRP just because I think they have the athletes. And, like you said, Dunn's been in it.
He'll have them juiced this
So
week.
he'll have them ready. The only reason why I say I don't like PRP, I wanted to go against PRP, but I just don't believe in Butler right now just because, you know, they're in that rebuild. So, yeah, PRP for me.
So see, it was funny. I was just doing this off of stats and everything to begin with, because again, you know, I'm trying to educate
You're
myself.
a
on
stat
this.
guy.
Yeah, and
He's an analytic guy.
yeah, a little bit. But I was really wanting your all's input, and I'm actually glad you gave me this input because part of me was kind of leaning towards Butler earlier this week when I was going to make my pick.
Don't be afraid. Pull the trigger.
Well, I'm pretty easy to convince sometimes, and I'm going to look to those that have the expertise and the knowledge. And if you both, you know, been very close to this rivalry, lean PRP, you swayed me. I'm going PRP on this one.
I thought you were going to say, you sway me. I'm going Butler.
But yeah, it's been. That's why I said this game has been chippy. You know what I mean?
This is a weird rivalry where the better team hardly ever wins. It's been weird. It's really weird. But
Okay.
I don't know that there's a clear-cut better team this year.
No, and you can tell by the schedules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just not. They're not playing team ball. Basically, that's the way I see it.
They're both struggling.
Yeah, they're both struggling.
Somebody's got to win.
And we picked PRP, so that's the winner of that game. Okay, now this one I struggled with. North Oldham at South Oldham.
Ooh.
Now this one is.
The South won this game pretty convincingly last year, 38-20.
Nope.
This ain't your granddaddy's North Oldham.
No.
I'll put that out there. Now, South Oldham, I think that first game fooled a lot of people, but I think that team they played was a hell of a lot better than most teams around here.
Yeah.
So that game was kind of deceiving.
No. Well, you go and they just had a hell of a game against
Spencer County.
Spencer County last week.
And the thing about that game that's really interesting, because I watched a little bit of it from the live stream and everything, most of the big plays for Spencer County came off the passing attack. And we all know what North Oldham holds in their back pocket, and is basically what I'd say one of the foundations for them is their passing attack.
Yeah.
So this is very
And I'm glad
interesting.
you said that because I was going to touch on that. I think the running games are even in this one.
Yeah.
I think South Oldham's always been run heavy, but I think this year, North and the mad scientists have caught them in that area. I think North's got the advantage passing the ball. Now, I'll say that, and South will come out and they'll throw for 400 yards. But I think, and they're not as mammoth as they usually are. Of course, they got our guy who's 6'9", 500.
Yeah, Matthew Wells.
Yeah.
Matthew, the big dude.
Yeah.
I think it's at North.
No,
it's at
It's
South.
at
It's at South.
I think that brings it closer. I think.
Can I add another wrinkle
Go
into
ahead.
this? So we all know about Hurricane Francine that's coming down from the Gulf of Mexico and everything, and the storms and the rain is supposed to hit on Friday. We all know that affects the passing game way more than the running game in
And
this case.
that's what I was. You're reading my mind. I was getting ready to say that. I think everything's neutralized this week. So is North going to have a huge advantage throwing the ball? If it's pouring down rain, no.
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 Do you know what? I'm going with the mad scientist. I'm going with North Oldham to be 4-0 after this week. I think it's going to be I think it could be another Manuel Frederick Douglass type game where it's nip and tuck. I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think North pulls it out, though. I
Remember-
think North gets that South Oldham monkey off their back this year.
Remember, they got that Tate's Creek box. They
Oh,
just
yeah.
checked that last week. Mm-hmm. So
This is a big game.
This is
This
huge.
is a big game for Brock as far as, hey, we're here. We are who we are. Come and get us.
Yeah.
This goes a long way for that county. You know why?
Yep.
I'm not going to say the R word, recruiting. This goes a long way to further that North Oldham dominance. I mean, it
he
really
just
does.
said, I'm not going to say
It
they are.
really does. It really does. I mean, let's be honest.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I just say you talked about the monkey on their back. South Oldham's won this game 9 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, it has been the one hurdle that North Oldham has not been able to clear yet. So this is
Now-
definitely on their back.
If it's pouring down rain, it shrinks it.
Well,
brings
remember,
it
they got
together.
the Doog. Zach Mortensen.
They do.
They got the Doog. So he's going to be in that backfield for
I'm
North.
going north, baby. The mad scientist.
you're
I'm
going
I'm
north.
rocking north.
Man, it's going to, this is, like I said, this is going to come down to the defense.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give your take.
I know what you're doing. You're waiting to see who we pick and going the opposite way.
Hey, it
Dude,
worked for
he's
him
try-
last week.
He's trying to make a stand here. Custer's last stand. He's
Oh.
doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I think the real question for me will be the rain because a game, now this is last year. I will, caveat and put an asterisk next to that. The last time I saw North Oldham play in a rain game was against Spencer County at North Oldham. You and me remember how that game goes. Just Spencer County runs around the outside on the sweep, and they just get yardage after yardage. North Oldham, it was raining. They couldn't really complete very many passes, and it went into Spencer County's favor after that. But on the way up here, I'm thinking about it. There's a different aura around these Mustangs. I think Brock has this group thinking and acting differently than the Mustangs of old. And these past couple rivalries, I've said, the so-and-so hasn't beat them in 6, 8, 9 years. Well, I don't think they get number 10 South Oldham. I'm going with the Mustangs on this one. I think, even though it's going to sound crazy, Brock is somehow going to come up with a scheme to have short yardage passing situations be his run game and just start divvying out to people across the whole field and spread out South Oldham.
And this was perfect. Exactly what you said, because we've been looking at the forecast, and I was there. I was live at North last year when they played Spencer County, and they were frustrated. You know what I mean? Jace Bullock, really, he had and it stopped raining, so then he went off a little bit. Mm-hmm. But they still lost.
It's a different team.
The rush,
It is.
the rush defense for South Oldham is number 11 in the state. So that's why I said, okay, they're going to stop the run. So they are, you know what I mean? They're going to stop the run. I think they're going to do that. But can they stop the pass? I don't know. But that A.J. Paul, he's leading the state in sacks with like 5 already. So the dude is getting pressures.
But South Oldham doesn't really drop back and throw it that much.
Not much.
He's not going to have any sacks this week.
And that's why I'm going South. I think the rain is going to affect them. Brock, like you said, you know what I mean? Luke and Gray are 10 yards off the ball. You know what I mean? If they load the box, are they going to be strong enough to stop that run?
Or does he make an adjustment, bring them in this week?
That's what I'm saying.
Quick hit them.
All right, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's
To be
going to happen.
determined, right?
Yeah. But I think the rain, this rush defense with South, I'm going South.
I've teetered on this one ever since Saturday.
Yeah, this has been a hard one to pick,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Yeah, and
then the weather came in. And
It's
it made
the
it
weather.
even harder.
It's the weather that's going to get them.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
man, I got
I won't be mad at either one of these because
No.
this is going to be a good
The
game.
only thing that got me like really like North has been tested each and every week, and they just keep checking it off.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. Look at that. First three, Fern Creek, Tates Creek, and DeSales. You know what I
Is
mean?
this another box they check off this week?
I don't think so.
They get the monkey off their back?
Let's go.
We say yes,
Yeah,
you
I
say
say-
no.
I say no, so let's go, baby.
We'll find out Friday night one way or
I like
another.
it. I like it.
So here we go. This one is I'm not even gonna talk. I'm just gonna make my pick. And this is Cal at Lexington Christian. Okay, do you wanna take it, or I'll do it. They got Connor Hodge, Stotts, Wampler.
And don't forget, Lexington Christian beat Cal last year.
Yes, and I think
And what was one of the first things that Hunter talked about when we went out there?
Yep.
What was it?
it was
How
that.
bad they played.
Yes.
How they should have won that game. How it pissed them off. How it refocused them.
Yep.
Cal rolls in this game. I'm talking roll. I'm talking 49, 56 to nothing.
Really?
Yes.
No, I think
Hey,
that.
I'm telling you right now, they have had this game circled.
Yes, they have, and I've been excited. You know what I mean? Because I've been thinking, like, man, are they really that freaking good? And they are that good, and it's amazing.
I'm starting to rethink my pick at the beginning of the
Oh
year.
yeah.
Hey, that's I'm not, but
They're a machine.
they
They
are
really are.
monsters.
They have we can't say it enough about their coaching staff, about the kids' mentality.
Yeah.
Hodge is doing a great job for a dude that hadn't played quarterback and
Yeah.
probably since grade school because he's been behind his brother.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
But
I think Cal steamrolls this game.
I
really
think
I
Cal
don't think it's close.
I think Cal wins, but it's going to be a tight game, just because it's on the road. I understand high school, blah blah blah. They went to Owensboro.
There again, the weather.
The weather.
Cal can run it.
Dude, what's his name? The running back?
Darwin Cotton.
No,
Or Jahad Brown.
Jahad Brown.
That's a stud.
He is a monster. I keep
Where is
watching
this
him.
game?
It's in Lexington.
Yeah, it's in
It's
Lexington.
turf. They're both turf. Sorry.
Yeah.
It won't matter. Right?
Yep.
The weather won't bother other than passing the ball, but Cal
Oh,
rolling.
Grant Hobbs is the rusher
Hey.
right now.
Rolling.
Well, you got to give clips, Coach. You always got to give clips.
rolling.
Yes, I think.
And it's a Louisville team against a Lexington team.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm done picking Lexington teams. I'm rolling with Louisville guys the whole entire way. So I'm going Cal, and I think this is a tight game. But yeah, Cal wins.
I don't think it's necessarily tight, and I don't think it's a blowout either. So I'm going to play in the middle of you two, but I'm going to say Cal definitely wins this. I mean, granted, now LCA has faced a very hard schedule. They faced Boyle County, Franklin County, and they just got their first win against Pikeville, but that's a powerhouse in 1A. So it's not like LCA's been playing sleeper teams, but nor is Cal. I mean,
What were the scores of the Franklin County and Boyle County games?
so Boyle County, they lost 13-35. And then against Franklin County, they lost 33-39. And
49 to nothing.
49-0.
You're all wild, man.
Rolling.
I'll say 40-21.
Okay.
Cal.
Okay.
That's still pretty good.
So what was Cal's schedule this year?
So Cal started off at 0-1, Owensboro. I did that for you.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
know.
that.
And then they played Heritage Hills at home, and then they just beat
What was
North
the score of that game?
35-7. And then they beat North Hardin at home 49-0.
Yeah, I think
2 weeks in a row. 49 nothing.
it's gonna
Put
be
me on blast. I don't care.
it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm excited for this, and then the weather. That's the only reason why I'm saying it's
don't
closer than you guys think.
I don't think it affects either one of these teams.
Okay, here we go. Next game. This one's a good one, man. Oldham County at Collins.
Collins won 24-8 last year. But there again, this is not your grandpappy's Oldham County team. They lost last week, right?
No,
No.
they won. They beat Fern Creek.
That's right. Are they 3-0?
Yes, they are. It's how we were able to finally close the gap on you a little bit.
That's right. This is at Collins, which I don't think really matters in this game. I think Oldham County's defense is a lot better than advertised. I think they're I'm not going to say they're going to stop Cade Gooden because he's one hell of an athlete. But I think they'll have a plan to keep him in the pocket, make him throw the ball, not beat you with their legs. Easier said than done.
Oh, yeah.
I tried it last year, and it didn't work. I think this is a good game, too. I think this is really – I think both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. I think Oldham County's defense may be a little better than Collins's at this point. So defense wins championships. I'm going to go with Oldham in a squeaker. I think Oldham County wins this game.
Want me to run some stats off for you?
Run
real
them
quick?
off.
So Oldham County's defense has only been allowing 66 yards of rushing. They've only allowed 83 yards passing. Right now, Collins is averaging 119 rushing and 160 passing.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, we keep talking about the rain, and Collins throws the ball 53% of the time. And most of the runs that come off of that is when Cade drops back, doesn't see anything in coverage, and then takes off on like a little bit of a QB, keeper and everything of that nature. So I think Collins, if they're going to win this game, they need to rely a little bit more on their zone read and everything of that nature. So I think the question comes, do we think Oldham County's defensive line is good enough against Collins' offensive line? And I think that's where that question is going to be because, Cade Gooden, he's a great athlete. Man, can throw on the run.
He's still young, too.
Only a sophomore, and that's the crazy part about all this. But I think the rain is going to affect them a little bit. But the one good thing about Collins that they have going for them, I looked up their stats. Let me see if I got this right. 1, 2, 3. They've got 7 receivers right now with 40 yards of catching. They just nickel and dime. It's one of those you can get anybody everywhere. And I think that makes it a little bit more interesting. But, I gave Sean Little the credit. I gave him the attaboy for week 1.
Yep.
You and me picked them against Fern Creek. And, their schedule doesn't get any easier after this. They take on South Oldham after this. I said last week I thought they'd keep this train rolling. I'm going to go Oldham County again.
I think this is a big game for Collins.
Yes.
Going forward.
Yes.
But it's also a big game for Oldham County going forward. Their schedule's not a bunch of slaps either.
Collins only got tested once this season, and that was
Spencer County.
Man. Collins has been tested each week. You know what I mean? Fern Creek.
He's Oldham County.
Well, yeah, but I'm still saying, though.
Yeah.
They're dudes. That defense is tough, but so is Collins. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're both top defenses.
Oh, yeah.
So that's who they're going to hang their hat on. The defense, whose defense is going to come out on top. We talk about Miller Brown, 3 interceptions, top in the state.
Yep.
Okay? Collins, the Jari Hardy, also has 3. So I don't think this is going to be pass heavy. I think this is going to be run heavy, a run heavy game just because of the weather. Cade Gooden leans it a little bit for me just because of his legs. So that's why I'm going Collins. So, but this is going to be a defensive game.
Oh, yeah. I was like the Oldham County will definitely have to account for Cade more than they did for Caleb last week. Like, they're going to have to be very dedicated when it comes to the RPO and everything if they want to hang against Collins.
Right. But like you said, nickel, dime, you know what I mean? Even if it's ball's wet, you know what I mean? You throw that 3-yard, you know what I mean, that little quick slant or that quick out, you know what I mean? It's there.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's going to lean on these defense. It's going to be a good one. Mm-hmm. But I say Collins. Look at you guys think I was sandbagging and trying to read you guys, huh?
I want to see your notes. I think you're just going opposite.
Okay, here we go. This is the game of the week, the team of the week, Scott County, okay?
Against
the best team
in the state,
hands down.
A close second.
Okay, Boyle County. Boyle County visits Scott County.
It was 54-21 last year.
Yep.
I think Boyle's better this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a conversation with Coach McKee. They're struggling. He's not happy. They're They're 1-2. So not typical Scott County team yet. If they can get to district play, straighten things out, they still got a chance to do some things. I just don't. Boyle County is just unbelievable. They just beat the number 8 team in the country.
Yep.
By God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, St. Edwards, they just
and this
destroyed them.
Believe it or not, this is a rivalry game. This is not your conventional rivalry, but this is a big game for both of them.
Yeah.
This is, because Scott County's always been one of those dudes that if you can, it's a measuring stick. If
Right.
you can beat them, then you know what you got. I just think Boyle County's just got too much right now. I think Scott's still trying to figure some things out. I think Coach Haddix is – I think they're going to go in there, they're going to handle business, they're going to get in, get out, workmanlike atmosphere, workmanlike attitude. I think Boyle County wins this game. I'm not going to say convincing because Scott's not going to roll over, but don't be surprised either way. Boyle County's really good. Scott's not very good right now because they're trying to figure it out, but I think Boyle County wins.
There you go. I'm going to take it. Boyle County is going to win. They just have too many weapons. Like you said, Scott's trying to figure something out. They got to find something. They just got beat by the rival first time in 6 years.
Yeah.
So, Boyle's just going to send another message.
And they don't
to the
care it's a
state.
big game. Boyle doesn't care that this is a
No.
big game.
No.
For whoever. They don't care.
No, and you got to respect it because I'm an Ohio guy,
Yeah.
so I was like, "There's no way that they're going to go up there and beat an Ohio team."
They handled them pretty good.
Yeah, and I said it. I told you that, huh? I said, "There's no way Boyle's going."
And what did I say?
And you were like, "Yeah, they're different."
They're different.
Yeah, and I was like,
Now, Ohio is different than Kentucky
Yeah.
when it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
football.
Yeah.
So the number 8 team in Ohio is probably the best team in Kentucky.
Yeah.
On a normal year. They're not this year because Boyle's
There's
Boyle,
Boyle came knocking.
Boyle is different.
Yeah.
I watched a ton of that game after you said something.
They're different.
I would never pick against Boyle on this podcast this season.
Can you imagine game planning against them dudes?
Oh,
No, I'm just. It would be a freaking nightmare. But go ahead and give your pick so we can
So
get
you
out.
went with Boyle?
I'm going Boyle. Yep.
nah, I'm going to go with you all, Boyle County, on this one. I watched that game, and, I mean, when you hold the number 8 team in the nation to no points in the second half, yeah, I got to tip my cap to you and say you're pretty darn
Got
good.
my vote.
Yeah, and the boys from Ohio. Hey, they just got put on notice, man.
Oh, yeah.
that-
Well, I heard they had like 20-something D1 players on that team.
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Boyle must have 21 because they beat them.
It was a masterpiece. It was phenomenal. Because I'm glad you said something to me because I didn't see it live, and so I was like, oh man, I forgot all about it.
That was 38-21.
Yeah,
Yeah.
monsters,
Three scores.
monsters. Okay, that was a pretty quick segment. This is gonna be a quick pick 6 today, man. But right now we got the extra point. We got the alumni picks. I'm going something different, just because my alumni forfeited against Campbellsville. So I don't think, I don't think that's fair to you guys that I don't pick a game.
Let's tell them what you said off the camera. I'll just go ahead and take the free win.
Yeah.
I'll pick
I
Campbellsville.
did. That's what I was going
I'll
to pick
pick
them.
Campbellsville.
But I said, you know what? I'm a man. I can say, I could pick a win and a loss.
No, I don't. It's good for him.
Yeah.
Good
So this is the game I'm picking, but you guys going to go first because I got to figure this out. But I'm going to
So
pick.
we're picking this game too? Or
No,
we're picking
no.
our game?
You're picking
Yeah,
your
let him pick our
game.
game so he can think on it a
You
little
go, you
bit
go
more.
ahead. You go first.
So about the game I'm picking is going to be Fern Creek at Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Ooh, doggies.
That's going to be a good one.
You just screwed yourself.
Well, okay, I'll go first,
Go
like you
first.
said. So,
Spencer County. Who is it? Spencer and
Fairdale, your old
Spencer
coaching
and
staff.
Fairdale.
Hey, Coach acted like he forgot.
I did.
who do you-
I really did
I was
forget.
going to say, he's over here.
Hey, no, he said it right before we got on camera. He already knew.
No, they beat us last year. We
Yeah.
went over there and they beat us last. They scored late and beat us.
Yeah, the score was 19-15. It was
Yeah.
it was close throughout the whole thing. I mean, Fairdale, right now they're 0-3. Spencer's 2-1. They took the loss to South Oldham, but I got to give the guys credit in South Oldham. I mean, Armin Smalley, man, was catching passes down the middle and just streaking them for 75 yards to the house and everything. And we did make that joke. I'm like, if Spencer County's going to get in this, they've got to pass the ball. But sadly, they couldn't hold on to it too much, and South Oldham slowly chipped away at them. This will be the first time Spencer County ever goes to Fairdale. So I'm sure that'll be fun for some of those guys. We've never, ever played at Fairdale before.
Once again, this is not your granddaddy's Fairdale either.
Yeah, well.
It is not.
No.
It is not the past 10 years. It is not the same Fairdale.
No. But I got to give credit to Marksbury and this team. They're very just sticking to the game plan. And you can tell everyone's bought in right now at Spencer County. I don't see that stopping. I think Spencer County is going to beat Fairdale probably by about 2 touchdowns, I'd say. I'll go 28-14 is what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Okay, so you picked your boys.
Pick my boys.
Hey,
no
he said bear down.
Hey, bear down.
Let's go. Hey, look at that. Come on, coach. No banter with him.
Watson is never speechless very often, but I will not comment on that one.
Okay, hey, it's on you, big dog.
I already say, let's go.
This sucks for me. I'm not going to lie. It's
Welcome to my past 2 weeks.
Atherton at Doss.
Yeah,
So Doss is my alumni. Coach Paul and I talk on the regular, kind of becoming a little advisor to him maybe. Atherton's got 3 of my guys that I coach with over there now. And just I love what they're doing. They got Blitzkrieg last week by a really good Woodford team. They're going to be pissed. Paul's got a little something for them. I don't know that it's enough. I think it's going to be – what was the score last year? I think it was pretty convincing. Let me look at it real quick. 50-6. And if you'll remember, Paul was kind of upset on the offseason when we talked to him about this game. He thought there some things went on, some monkey business went on in this game. Well, I won't get into that.
No, let me tell you, because I was live at that game.
I'm not real sure, so you tell me. Is it a valid beef?
Doss put it to him that first quarter. Doss was in that game. They were pounding them guys, man. It was a legit. But then Nino walking up and down that sideline, getting in everybody's ass, they flipped it around, and then they just took off from there.
Is it fair to say, I don't think this is the same Atherton team as last year mentally. I think they were dudes last year that just beat you. I think this team's not quite there mentally yet. I think they know they're good. I think they know what they can do.
Yes.
I don't think they're there yet.
Yep.
They've still got a couple more games that are going to test them. And I think this may be, physically, this may be one of them. I'm not saying Dawson's going to win yet. I'm saying it's not going to be 50-6. Atherton, let's be honest, Atherton should win this game.
Yeah.
If all things are equal and perfect, Atherton should win this game. It's Friday the 13th. Who in the hell knows what's going to happen?
Ooh.
It's at Doss. I like to think that Doss is going to keep it closer. I want to abstain on this so bad. I can't pick against my dude. I mean, I can't.
So you got.
I can't pick against my dudes. I got dudes on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm eating all the time that we had extra. I mean, I feel like I could cry right now. you know that feeling you get? I'm just all over the place on this one because I want Doss to win so bad.
Yeah.
And because they're working so hard, they're unsung. Nobody knows what's going on over there. But Atherton is just better right now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But like we always say as coaches, put on good film. You know what I mean? Take this game, get good film.
And when I went to talk to him a couple weeks ago, I brought this game up, and I said, nobody expects you to go 10-0, and you may lose the Atherton game. That's what I told him. But you build off that, play them good, play them hard, move forward. It's kind of like last year when we went down there. We blew their doors off. They weren't that good. It's the last game of the year. They had nothing to play for. But you know what? At the end of the game, they all looked me in the eye. They shook my hand. Good game, coach. Great game, coach. They didn't have stupid penalties like they've had in the past. They didn't want to fight when they were down 40-20 or 40-12 or whatever it was. So they've turned the corner. This is like the hardest.
We're basically asking him to pick his favorite child right now. Like live on cam. Just pick your favorite child.
My heart says Doss, but my wallet says Atherton, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So he pick Atherton is coach pick. I will say it for him, even though he can't say it. It's just cream of the crop. You know, the cream rises to the top. That's what happens.
Doss,
And that's what's going to happen. In this
I'm
game.
still a Dragon. I still love you guys. I'm in your corner. I'll come back and talk again, but I just think Atherton's better right now.
Yep.
Get 2 years from now, could be a different story.
Could be a different story. Totally different.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope it. Nothing against Atherton, but I hope the script is flipped in a couple of years, and I hope Doss is that team.
Yep.
I think it's not going to be 50-6, if that makes sense.
Got you. I agree. I don't think.
And I'm not even going to say it. So I wish no ill to anyone. I wish this game would go 15 overtimes and they end tied. That's just, I mean.
Okay, Coach. So listen, I have the worst pick out of you guys because Fern Creek, man, they gave me my first shot of giving me immediate day. That, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jeffersonville gave me my first shot to go to Indiana. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's who do I pick? Man, I love these dudes.
Don't be
man.
acting like you're struggling like I was.
Hey, I'm not struggling like you, but man.
Yeah. This is a weird game.
KP, you got Patrick Carr, you got TJ, you got Moten, you got, man, you know what I mean? It's just like, but you got Luke Church, you got Cam Holloway, you got Trey Martin, you got these dudes over there in Jeffersonville that are just, you know, enjoying this season because of Coach Joe Washington. Mm-hmm. I went over there and I really
and Mr. Wall.
And, yeah, mm-hmm. and our friend of the podcast.
He's one of my dudes. He's
a
young Padawan.
Dude, this game is going to be so good. I just wish there wasn't weather. I that's the only thing I wish that there was not weather.
But you know what? The weather is going to expose a lot of things this week.
Yes.
It's going to separate the men from the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Because a good team doesn't care if it's snowing, if it's raining, if it's 105 degrees. They do what they do. If they throw the ball, then by God, we're going to throw the ball. We don't care if it's raining. That's going back to the Cal game. I think that's Cal's identity. I think they don't care.
Yes.
And I think this is a tough one.
But it's a mental game.
It is.
Because, you know, Fern Creek's, 1-2 right now?
Yes, 1-2.
You know what I mean? Jeffersonville, they're 2-1.
And who's their one win against? Fairdale.
Oh, yeah.
A really bad Fairdale team right now.
Yeah.
So, and they beat the snot out of them, but that's not a fair assessment.
No.
Could they be 3-0 right now too, though?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, because you got the mad scientists at North Oldham that they played. Dude, then they went.
I think 2-1 maybe.
Yes.
Like I said, the Oldham County game came down to a 7-6. Yeah. If Caleb doesn't throw the pass to Ryan, there's a very good chance they drive down the field and score.
And I'll say it again.
Different.
Yes.
KP, I put it out there before the season started.
Yes, you did.
KP, I love that kid. He is what happens to this team.
Yes.
If he's great, they win easy. If he's not great, they will lose.
Okay. Man, I think this is going to be very entertaining. I think this game is tough.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it's a field position game. I'm going to go Fern Creek because of Patrick Carr. That's why I think kick it into the end zone, pin him deep on that punt. I think he can make a field goal. It's all down. It's on Patrick Carr.
Do you think Jeff has more athletes than Fern Creek?
I can't say that they do or they don't because I haven't seen.
We saw him in the 7-on-7.
Yes.
That's a tough question, too.
I was going to say, that's a hard question to think.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where's the advantage that Fern Creek has? Take the kicking game out of it.
The defense?
What advantage do they have? You think Fern Creek's defense is better than Jeff's offense? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I haven't
seen enough of Jeff to know. I've seen Fern Creek quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I know their style. I know what they do. I knew what Joe did at Butler, but this is a different.
It's totally different.
Animal.
He's building something special over there, man. And they're believing in him. So, man, I hate to go against Jeff because I like what they're doing, but I'm going Fern Creek, man. I think this is going to be close ball game, and I think this is going to come down to defense. Who can get that last stop? But I'm picking Fern Creek.
Give me a score. Hey, count of 3. I'll give you my score. You give me yours. I think Fern Creek wins too, by the way. 1, 2, 3. 14-12.
I was going to say 14-10.
Oh, well, I mean, right there then.
Yeah. I think it's
14-11.
Yeah, I think 14-10. I think I don't know, man.
You say 10, so that means he's going to kick a field goal?
Yeah, somebody he's going to kick a field goal. Jeff. I don't know, and that's what I'm saying, though. It's kind of crazy. See, I don't know.
This is a head scratcher. When I looked at the schedule, I saw this game and I knew we weren't picking it. Of course, unforeseen circumstances, you had to, but I was like, wow, this could be one of those games that's, this could be like they could fight in this game.
It's gonna be intense. Yeah. Like last year they played. I can't remember who won. Let me look that up real quick.
I got you. You go ahead and keep going.
But I just find it really entertaining, man, of that defense with Moten, see what he's going to do. And then on top of that, you got Cameron Holloway. He's a transfer from St. X.
Yep.
So he's over here at Jeff now. I think it's just a special moment right there right now. And if I could, I would go Jeff, but I just don't see how they beat
I'm getting there.
Fern Creek.
No, I was going to say, Fern Creek, case in point.
Fern Creek won
County.
48-27 last year. Totally different coaching staff on Jeff.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I think you throw that one out.
Yeah, I don't.
Although Fern Creek's pretty similar to what they were last year. They lost the dudes up front, but pretty much the same.
They lost the running back. They lost their O-line.
Yeah.
They lost.
Okay, I'll take that back.
Yeah.
Two totally different teams.
Two totally different teams. So that's why
So we're going from 48-27 to 14-10.
Yes. But that's a great call. 14-12. That's a great call just because I think something fluky is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Jeff misses 2 extra points. And I think they missed the first, and I think they go for 2 late and don't get it, and Fern Creek wins 14-12.
Look at this. Let's go. This is a great pick 6. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Man, I just love hanging out with the boys, man. Talking ball. Let's go, man.
These picks aren't getting any easier.
Yeah.
Weather permitting, we will be out at Scott County on Friday.
I'm going to get with Coach McKee Thursday just to make sure because they're very limited on their indoor space there for us. So we definitely don't want to be outside with our electrical equipment in the rain.
Yeah.
Even with a tent, it's just not good business. So, and I talked to him; he understands that. So there's a chance where we may not do this game, but there's a chance we may also ride down there anyway. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll put something out Thursday to let you know for sure.
Yes, Thursday for sure. We will let you know. Just because, like Coach says, we don't want to put our stuff out there just because we are a small channel. Yeah. We don't have no extra budget at all. So we appreciate you very much. Any last words? Are you okay, Coach, over there?
I'm really not. I'm like down.
I'm gonna say I'm not envious of you at all for this week.
Look at this guy. You had 2 weeks though that were.
Yeah, but it's a little different for me because, I'm Spencer County, and they're just facing tough opponents. My man here has, he has family on both sides of this. This is basically, this is a house divided right now for his heart.
The good news is I can wear burgundy this week, and I'm okay.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that's great. What's your shirt? What's your shirt for today?
And this is in honor of my guy Rob Reeder's birthday was this week, his heavenly birthday. This is his Marion County shirt.
Marion County
football where he coached.
There we go.
Yeah. Nice.
So shout out.
And I got my picture of me and Rob around my neck. I always wear.
There you go. Shout out Coach Reeder, man.
Love you, buddy.
Yes, man. So this has been a phenomenal episode. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and put your pick 6 down here. Shout out Todd.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey, Todd has been a rock.
Hey, he has been a dude. He's 9-9 right now, so he's
We're all 500. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm one game under. You're one game. You're 500. He's one over. Todd's 9-9. I mean,
yeah.
hey,
So-
somebody else jump in there.
Yeah, man.
Start
This
making
is what
some
this is what it's about. It's
Yeah.
about us to get interaction with you guys and hit us up on Twitter. We'll put our, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
put your Twitters down here and man, let's start building this brand a little bit and getting more interactive with you guys. So very excited about next week's pick 6. It's gonna be a good one, fellas.
It's got to be easier next week.
Like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're sadly here to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle podcast.